We have whatever order it is. We have Avram, we have Haran, and we have Nahor. Those are the three sons. My three sons. Remember that? All right. Those are the three sons. The family gematria total at this point, before Haran has kids, well, before we write down his kids, what were his kids' named? Haran. We need Haran very badly. His children were named Lot. Lot's his child. Lot's father is Haran. Very important for our shiur. One more time. And this is genealogy. Lot's father is Haran. And Haran also had Sarah, but she's called Yiska. Rashi comments that Yiska is her there. Others comment on this because of certain gematrias or possibly codes.
One second.
Yiska is Sarah. I want to go further. Sorry. Yes. Now, Yiska is Sarah. Trust me.
Okay.
She is Haran's daughter. This is 100% true. Because, think of it. If Terach is Haran's father, and Yiska, Sarai then, would be the daughter, right? Then what would Abraham, who comes directly from Terach, be? Abraham would be what? To Lot, for sure. He's a nephew, right? So Sarah would be his what? Niece. Correct. Correct, and that's what she's thought of it. She's also thought of it as a part sister. Why so sister? Because they had the same father, well, grandfather in this case, not the same mother. This is written actually in the Torah. We count a grandfather as a father. This is a statement in the Torah. But we're going vital. So we have Terach giving Haran, and Haran has children, which are Lot, Yiska, which is Sarah, and Malcha. The Malcha we talked about at the very end of the Torah portion when she has Rivka, also a player we will mention. The family gematria total at this point, when you add all those numbers together, happens to be 1370. What's that? Well, it's 10. Why 10? 10 like 10 Commandments, 10 sayings of creation. And what's 137? Kabbalah. This is Kabbalistic. There is something special. Even about Terach? Yes. They're all mentioned in the Torah. They all are players. Even Amalek, of course, is a player. He's not a good player. He's a bad player, but he's a player. All right, going to go on. So, note also, we're going to get back to this very important thing. Haran has gematria 255. When I saw this, I almost fell off the chair. I've been talking about 255 for the last month maybe or so or more, and I got even an email about this. Hillary, of Hillary Clinton fame, has gematria 255. Not only that, Rodham, the people that say the Rodham one, I figured that one out, but it is true. Also 255, and her last name from Bill Clinton is also 255. So that tells me very possibly she might be, who? She might be Haran. She in Gilgal. Why can't she be Haran in Gilgal? A man can have a woman's soul, as we're going to see later, and a woman can have a man's soul in for a while, as a container, a holder. Haran didn't live that long. Once he disagreed with Abraham in the fiery furnace, actually he took both their sides. Nimrod, he's on his side for a while. He's on this Midrash. He's on, what do you call it, Abraham's side. And finally, Nimrod had it with his ambiguity. He threw him in the furnace. Of course, Abraham was saved in the furnace by God, but Haran wasn't. He died before his father, it says there, in the land of Ur-Kastis. At any rate, that's where we are right now, and a possibility, we don't know for sure, I'm going to show you a better proof, maybe, of Haran being Hillary Clinton. And look what this implies. If Lot is Trump, and Haran is in Gilgal, Hillary, then there was a family battle this last time. This is a mystical battle. It wasn't just two people are fighting to be president of the United States. That's what the press says, whichever side you fall on. But it's a mystical, very important battle, yes.
It was also in my paper, I think right either before or after the election. They have a common ancestor, Trump and Hillary also.
Well, I didn't know about that.
From 800 years ago.
That's very interesting. I never saw that. If you get me that article,
I'll get it. It's incredible.
I want to read that. It's not Torah necessarily, but it's interesting.
Yeah, no.
Interesting, and this makes it more interesting. All right, we're going on. So now we want to look at Lot. Yeah. We're going to see a lot of soul transfer things today, Gilguling, if you will. And I have an opinion about this one. I've never read it anywhere. No one talks about this, I don't believe. I haven't read every Mephoresh. That is, every stage, I don't know what they said on everything. The rabbis know all this stuff. I don't. But I believe that Lot well, I looked up on web, and I looked up in sources. When did Lot die? Not how old he was, I don't really care, but when did he die? Because once he has relations with his daughters, there's no mention of Lot again in the whole Torah, trust me, until you get to Devarim, where it mentions Lot, but it mentions Bnei Lot. So he's not there. It's only saying there's children of Lot. Well, big deal. We know that. They're Moab and Ammon came from Lot. End of story. And Ruth comes from one, and all that great stuff in Mashiach. We all know that. So that's known deal. But Devarim mentions Bnei Lot, children of Lot, 2 times. I don't remember where. In Devarim. What is that? Deuteronomy. But nowhere else. So right after this story, with him and his daughters, he's gone from history as far as the Torah is concerned. That ever bother you? Well, it bothered me. So I want to know why. So watch here. Here we go. So ready for the codes? Here they are. We're going to do the bigger code skip first, which is backward code. Hey, oh, by the way, about codes. So guys, tomorrow, code skip means has to be an equidistant skip between letters in a code. But this is not a hard one. So it's a backwards code. So you see on the almost the bottom line, not quite. We've got this big, boldy, gigantic hey. I made it big. It's in the Torah. Small, of course. It's a hey. Going back up the page, got a vav, an aleph, a mem, and a tav. These are the non-underlined letters. And they spell the words. Who mate. What does who mate mean? He is dead. But who? Who's dead? Not who. Who means he. But who's the he? So we have to know. But right next to the tav, up top, in exactly like it looks like it's right there, it's not. It's 2 words. But they're 2 different words. It's Lot, B'tov. Lot in between, or wherever he was, somewhere. Positional type thing. Lot mate, though, is in there. There's a code inside it. So it means Lot is dead. So who is dead? Lot is dead. You mean now? But let's see. So we'll look at the words in the hey, where this whole code starts, at the bottom, let's start from the bottom, is in the word ubekuma. You know what that means? Let's read part of the line. It says, lo, I'm reading from the end of the line. That's line number 33. And a repeat of that line almost exactly, the ending of it, in line 35. Either way. Below yada, which means, and he didn't know. Who's the he? We know it's Lot. Lot did not know, right? What did he not know? The shifla uvekuma. He didn't know when she, it ends in a hey, it's a she. When she got lay down or got up, she slept with him. The daughters got him drunk with wine and they slept with him. And he didn't know when the first daughter, the older one, lay down with him or got up because he's drunk as a skunk, right? He doesn't know. He's like, oh, don't know. And the second time he's got to repeat it with who? The younger daughter. But here's the key important part. Look at the word, the last word of the kuma in the one with a big hey in it, which is the hey of who made. It's a word spelled vav, beit, kuf, vav, mem, hey. And the one I made a little bold on the very last part I want to talk about, line 35, is vav, beit, kuf, mem, hey, without that extra vav. Wait a minute. I'm saying the word bakuma, and when they read it in shul, they're reading it as bakuma, meaning she got up, didn't get it, he didn't know when she got up. She got up, right? With the vav there. But the other vav in between the kuf and the mem ain't there. So what did the Torah do? Why did God do this? He ran out of ink. Or I'll say, the sage who's working for God ran out of ink. Oops, guys, we got to write it without that vav. And then a few days later, I'll get some more ink and they write more vavs. Come on. I mean, he didn't run out of ink. This is done purposely in the Torah. Vav's not there, vav's there. Very important, especially if it's the same word. And it's right near each other, 2 pasukim later. So why is that? So why is that? Well, let's see why it is. Here we go. One reason. The spelling of the bold word and the word in verse 33, which is the same word, they are different. I forgot a comma there. Are different. The sum of their gematria happens to be 312. Usually we learn our gematria from this. It's a great gematria. I don't know the meaning of the gematria here, but it's 12 times 26. 12 times Yud Ke Vav Ke. Why 12? Probably 12 times. Yud Ke Vav Ke is very important. God's involved. But here's the punchline. He didn't know, that's what it says, when she got up the last time. He knew the first time because the young one still got to sleep with him. But once that's done, and this is made without the vav, to teach you not just this gematria, to teach you what? To teach you the idea that she didn't know when he lied down. He knew. Well, not knew, but he was there with her because he had to make the baby. Ammon, right, comes from that. Ami, right? Ben Ami. So that he had to know, or at least realize, because he's got to still have relations with her. But once that act is over, he's dead, according to Reuven Wolfeld. Only. There's no Mephorash. I cannot prove this. I usually have a pointer from a Mephorash. I believe he died then, and I have a reason why I believe he died then. Why does he have to die then? Because Lot's a bad guy? He was kind of iffy. Both. He's good and bad. He has both, like you said before. He's got some good. He's the leader of Sodom. He's got some bad, right? He was saved by Abraham on both occasions here, but he has both ways.
Is there a parallel in the Torah to Boaz? With, Boaz and
It's Ruth, yeah.
Oh, and Ruth, yes, for sure, there's comment there.
No, he died.
He died.
Yeah, oh, that's right, I said that.
said that.
I forgot that. I said that just arose. I was going over the ship. I just forgot.
Struck me.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Very good memory. Very
There's
good.
also a connection between Noach and having a with his daughter. Also had a similar when he was drunk.
Yeah, when he was drunk. That's the relation with drunk. But his relation he's talking about here is when Avram's relation, right? Is that he was, the same thing with Boaz. Boaz died right after having Aaron Mashiach, right? The heir, right? Whoever it was there, the son, I can't remember anymore. Ovid, was it whatever it was? Ovid, I think. At any rate, so he was that same thing, so same story essentially. Anyway, point being though, main point here, I think he was dead. Why does he have to be dead? I'll tell you why. We're going to get that actually on a sheet in a few minutes. In the story of the Keis Yitzhak, the main thrust is this. Well, our line as Jews, we say, a father doesn't kill his son. We don't go around child killing. We don't. It's not supposed to be in Judaism. That's not our shita. I had a rabbi in the States got very angry at Rabbi Weigelsberg here. He teaches the class here. He used to, still does. He used to teach in the old city. I think not anymore. But at any rate, Rabbi Weigelsberg said a whole thing, and if we get a chance, if I don't run out of time, tell you some of that story, I will. But the bottom line is, Yitzhak was shechted completely correctly, as you think that the Torah seems to say, in the Akedah. He wasn't replaced totally by an ayam, by a ram. He was actually killed, burnt up. We say it on Rosh Hashanah. I see the ashes before me, the ashes of Yitzhak. How are we going to say in davening, I see the, well, it was God speaking, I see the, what? It's just God is sitting there and having a dream. I think I'm dreaming of Yitzhak might have been sacrificed. Then rabbis sometimes say that, but I don't believe that. I believe he really was sacrificed, is what it is, but we don't say it. Because what are we going to do? Go to the world and say, well, we kill our kids? No, we don't. But Abraham had a test. That was the test. The test is it's called the binding of Isaac. You ever wonder why it's called that? It should be called the shechting of Isaac. But if you said that, that sounds really bad. So they called it the binding. The binding was very important. He was bound and he screamed, Tati, Tati, this is Yitzhak in the Midrash, bind me more. Why bind me more? Bind me more because you're a cussed guy and you want you to have this mitzvah. The mitzvah of shechting me because God told you to do it. Okay, an angel told you that. Are you listening to angels or God? Listen to God, right? But they Noach say this. Noachites even say this. So they believe, I believe, Yitzhak was shechted. Why was Yitzhak had to be shechted? Because he was a receptacle of the soul of somebody else. We'll get to this. Of somebody else, not just the Adam soul, another soul. We'll get to. We've talked about it before.
But it says in the Torah he left for this father.
No, it does not say that in the Torah. You check it. Oh no. It says the men went on. Who's the men? He had servants there, Yishmael and some other guys who were guarding the donkeys. In fact, why was Yishmael with the donkeys? Because he's like a donkey. So he got to stay with the donkeys. Yishmael, got back with him and the other servants, but Yitzhak did not go back. According to the Torah, his name's not there. He's never mentioned again until Chayei Sarah, where he comes back when she falls off a horse trying to see him. I know the Torah pretty well. Thank you. Donkey, well, yeah, donkey, you're right, it's donkey. Camel, yeah, you're right, camel. Fell off a camel, that's a famous story. Why did she fall down? Love at first sight, whatever. But the point is, she fell off the camel. Well, that's the first time she saw him, because that's the first time he's back. Now, why was Avram sending for Eliezer to do this? Because she wanted to wait for Yitzhak. There is a Yitzhak. He's coming back, folks. Abraham knew it, but it's only coming back. Now, this is a shita. So look at what's going on here. Whose soul did Lot have? I will tell you. What's the gematria of Lot? 45, besides the election. What's the gematria of Adam? 45. So guess who Lot is? Adam. One piece of Adam's soul went into Lot. As a holder, not that Lot would be good, he wasn't so great, okay, but he's a holder for the Adam's soul. for a while, and hopefully he would do really good. God knows what he's going to do, but he gives him a chance. So Lot held Adam's soul, and then the soul goes back up to Shemayim, so it can be there when, guess who goes back up to Shemayim momentarily? Yitzhak. When he comes back 3 years later, 3 or 4, I don't remember the number, years later to meet Rivka, then he gets, in heaven, he gets that soul of Adam. He didn't have that Adam piece, he had another piece. So we'll talk about that. It's what we'll talk about. But we want to go on and show the relationship between Lot and Adam's soul. And I call it Lot. With the death of Lot, which you just said, Adam's soul is freed up. I hope I spelled that right in English. But at any rate, the word here that goes into the next parak, but just slightly, Yesh Adam. It even ends in a final mem. It's crazy great. It's Yesh Adam. What's Yesh Adam? There is Adam. He's around. Adam's around. Well, where was he? He was in Lot. He's trapped in Lot, the Adam soul. Now it's got to be freed for somebody else to get it. And who's the somebody else, maybe? According to one sheet. Again, we don't say this out. So please don't go and say, guess what, Ruben Wolfeld told me to share. That Lot was dead. That's maybe one thing. But then they say that Yitzhak was shafted and he burnt up and all that stuff and lost his soul, and it came back to him in heaven, and when he came back in Vayeira. They'll think you're crazy, number one. And number two, they'll say that's against Judaism. So don't say it out loud. We don't say it out loud. We call it the binding of Isaac. But really it was the shafting of Isaac.
So are you saying Isaac, Yitzhak disappeared?
He disappeared. He was not in there. If you look at the Torah, you will never see Yitzhak. This is not me. Rabbi Wagner said this. I wouldn't say it because I'd have to look at every verse there. There's a lot of verses there. Between now and Vayeira, you got the whole story with the cave for Sarah, the cave of Machpelah. There's a lot of verses there. And then you got the beginning of Eliezer going to find Rivka. There's a whole long story there. And then at the end of that, finally, Yitzhak shows up. She falls off a camel because he sees him. Well, yeah, if you saw a heavenly vision, you'd probably fall off a camel too. So anyway, that's part of the deal. So that's the last time he shows up, yes.
In the Midrash,
Yes?
Avram went with Yitzhak. Sarah dies.
Correct.
The end of this story.
Yes.
And Avram and Yitzhak go to Beersheba. And Yitzhak finds Keturah to marry his father.
Well, if there is a midrash like that, then there's possibly a reason for that one too. Remember that story with Keturah doesn't happen till the end of Vayeira, after the event that I'm talking about, at least in Torah standpoint. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to go there because I really have a lot. I'm sorry, but we'll talk later. We'll talk. We will. We're friends. We'll talk. She calls me on the phone. She's a good person. All right. I call her. Well, I don't so much. I'm not a phone person.
I talk to
Rose does. Right. Anyway, so with the death of Lot, the Adam soul is freed up. We're going back there. Now, here comes another important part of our story. This is your guy's name. Sarah, your name. Sarah, right? Sarah Nachman. All right. Sarah and Yitzhak are receptacles for Chava's soul. This is the soul I'm talking about. Certainly Sarah has it. Let me think about it. Sarah would have Chava's soul. It makes perfect sense. And I'm not proving that one today, although you can. But Yitzhak, a man at that point when he was born, has Chava's soul. I don't want you to believe it. I want you to see it. Seeing is believing, from Missouri, right? Whatever. So continue. I'm not really a person. All right. Bereshit Parak 21. This is the birth of who? Yitzhak, right? From Pasuk 1. And we're not going to read all the Pasuk, but that's what it's about. I want to focus on a person here who's only brought up at the very end of the Parsha. And who's that? Bethuel's daughter. Who is it? No, sorry. Laban's daughter. No, it is Bethuel. Sorry. Bethuel's daughter, Rivka. Rivka's Bethuel's daughter. Sister of Laban. Laban, the famous star of the next week's story, the end of it. Anyway, Rivka's here in Gemad, and the code. Watch. Resh, Beit, Kuf, He. I would like you to look at the words that the Resh, Beit, is that how you spell Rivka? Yes.
Yeah.
When you spell Rivka, look at the words where Resh is in, Beit is in, Kuf is in, and He. And we'll explain. So first of all, the first one that she's in, the Resh, is in Sarah. She's in Sarah. You see that? That Rivka is in Sarah? Rivka, the Resh of Rivka is in Sarah. Look at the words there. It's in Sarah. I didn't underline. I probably should have. Sarah, Rivka's in, the Resh of Rivka is there. The Beit is interesting. It's in Abraham. Certainly she wasn't in Abraham. She's similar to Abraham. Let me talk real quick about that, just on one flip. Abraham had the Midah of Chesed. Does everybody in class know that Abraham's Midah is Chesed, right? And Sarah, his wife's Midah was Gevurah. Because you can't have Chesed and Chesed, that would be great, but everybody would be getting gifts and your whole family household would fall apart. If I was Chesed and she wasn't Gevurah, if that's possible, or if she's Chesed, I'm Gevurah, the family household, we would have no money. Actually, we don't. But anyway, maybe we're both Chesed. But whatever, generally speaking, got to be Chesed and Gevurah. Makes a world. You have Abraham and Yitzhak. This is Chesed, clear, and Gevurah. What do they have as a son? The Tiferes one, the harmony one, that's Yaakov. Yeah. He's the perfect man. He's who's going to be called Israel. We're not named after Abraham. We're not named after Yitzhak. They're great. We're not named after them. We're named after Yaakov's new name later in the Torah, which is Yisrael. Right? That's who we are. So we're from Yaakov. We're from the harmony. We have a touch of both the Chesed, the Gevurah, in the right proportions as a people that makes it happen. So Abraham is Chesed, Sarah is Gevurah. Okay? Rivka, when she comes around the end of the parsha, she's also Chesed. She ran to do this and ran to do that. She ran to pour water from an old Eliezer, who's some goy, maybe a Palestinian, who knows. I mean, she's just kidding. She's running to pour water for this guy. Would you pour water from a well for some old guy who beat you in a well? And you'd be screaming, rape, rape, or whatever. He's like an old, dirty guy. It's terrible. What would you do that for? And just think about it logically. She did it because she's Chesed. She's 3 years old. Or very young, 10, whatever you want to think it. When she did it, we'll call it 10. Some would say 3, some say a little over. But 10, a young girl. A young girl's going to lift up a heavy thing of water. I'm going to feed your camels, and I'll feed you. Come on. Well, give you water and your camels. Crazy. Chesed, like Abraham. Run to do Chesed. Yes?
98 on the top.
98. Now, which one? Rivka. Rivka's 98. Very good. Yeah. 2 times 7 times 7. Very nice number. All right, but at any rate, whatever. Rivka. Let's look at the next one. That was Abraham. Why is she there? Probably because of Chesed idea. But the cook. Whose name is the cook then?
Yitzhak.
Yitzhak. So Rivka and Yitzhak. Well, there's certainly a relationship. Who does Yitzhak marry eventually? Rivka. So perfectly connected. But there's also a relationship because Rivka, as Sarah, has the Chava soul. Rivka is Sarah, and Sarah has the Chava soul, then so does she. We'll see Chava in a minute here also. Well, let's go down.
The lights were on still. The soul, the light. In the 10.
Right, exactly. I brought so many things on that. We're going to get Pinchas Winston in a minute, if I have time. Anyway, the hay on the bottom of the page, look at the hay. It's not underlined. That's the Rivka. It's in Sarah again. 2 times Sarah, 1 time Yitzhak, who has the Chava soul also in him at the beginning, when he's born here, and the Beit of Abraham because of the Chesed idea. That's why Rivka is here, folks, to tell you these people. There's no word that's not a person word. It's 2 times Sarah, Yitzhak, and Abraham. Why is it always people? Because this Rivka here is important for that reason. Now let's look at more. What's the more? Let's look at Chava. Chava's here also. Chet, Vav, He. The other He at the end of the line, number 9. What's the Chet in? It's right next to the Kuf. It's in Yitzhak. So what does Yitzhak have? Chava's soul. And Pinchas Winston will back me up. I wouldn't do this without some source. I could. This is soul transfer. On somebody being dead, I could maybe say that, but on soul transfer, you got to know, what the Arizal says and other people, and he says it too. Chava's soul was in Yitzhak. There's a reason. As a holder, it was holding Chava's soul, so that when he dies at the Akedah, who else dies with the Chava's soul? Already in it, and needs to have the complete Chava soul like in Rivka when she gets born at the end of the Parsha. Which soul goes there? Chava soul. Where did it come from? Yitzhak had to die. Sarah had to die. So the complete Chava soul would be in who? Rivka. She's the complete Chava. She's wonderful. She's in fact our basis. Yes, Sarah is important. I'm not knocking Sarah, either of you Sarahs. Very important player, matriarch of our Parsha. But Rivka also very, very, very important. We need to get her for the Yaakov to come into the world. Continuing. There's a little more. What's a little more? I talked about Kli. Kli is here twice. What does Kli mean? Receptacle. Yitzhak and Sarah are none other than receptacles for Chava's soul. They have other purposes too. But Yitzhak here is born with a feminine soul, and there's a reason we're going to go by her. Now you wanted me to talk about Hillary. Here it is. So here is chapter 21. the same area, just repeat the Pesukim, except we go down to 10 here. Actually, we don't even need 10. Same line 9. I went one further. Actually, I won't go. Sorry, we need 12. And there's the back page. All right, Hillary is here. Where? Hey on line Beit, Yud on line Daled, Lamed, Resh, and a Yud not underlined on the back page. There's another Hillary too. There's a double underline. 2 Hillarys here. Hillary, da. The mouse ran up the clock. This is Hillary Day, right? She's here. But not only is she here, watch this one, folks. We said before she got the same gematria as who? Haran. Her father. Not her father, sorry for saying it wrong. Sarah's father. Sarah's father, Sarah this one, Haran, is here. And here now, not only with gematria, Hillary, but Hey Resh Nun. Looky there. Hey Resh Nun. Now, that's not a hard word to get, but it's right there. It goes through one of the 2 Hillarys, and there are 2 Hillarys here. Another showing of that. Now, what do I mean by battle in the family? If Lot is truly Trump, that Trump's got the Lot's soul. You go, well, I believe that 100%. And now I believe that Hillary has Haran's soul. Therefore, that's battle in the family, because she's fighting with her own son, or he's fighting with his own mom. Did anybody notice that he said during the end of the campaign, gonna prosecute her, I hate her, she's a creep, she's bad? Yeah, well, he's had a couple of weeks now, well, at least a week. Has he prosecuted her yet? Now,
he's not president yet.
What?
He's not president yet.
He's not president yet, but he's still good at what he is doing now. He's already doing things. He could already be telling the group that he's got to start looking into this. He has not. I'm just not, listen to me, please. I'm not trying to say what he can do, what he can't do. He hasn't done it. I'm telling you why I believe, why not. I don't know if he even will. He might. He's ambiguous. He came on a thing and somebody asked him point blank, are you going, a newscaster, are you going to prosecute like you said you're going to do? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. What does that mean to you? He doesn't know. And by the way, this one is on the cadence, because I got to get to this. We're here at the Hillary part. I didn't mention Rashi. Rashi says a real cryptic thing in talking about when Sarah dies in next week's Parshat Veyeira. And I didn't bring the Rashi or the Rashi book, but I think I know it pretty much. The words are Kama'at Shelo Nishchat. You translate that for me, please. As if she did not get shefted. It's as if
almost.
That's right. It's as if she almost didn't get shefted. Almost didn't get shefted. Didn't get shefted. What does that mean to you in English? If I say the person almost did not get cut up. It means the person did get cut up. That's what Rashi says in Hebrew. In English, it's translated the other way. Right? I don't remember what the other way is, because it's not what I believe to be true. He was shefted. That's what Rashi directly says in Chumash. But again, you have to be careful, because it's not the line that we usually say. So battle in the family, it's a mystical battle. It's what a better word than mystical. It's a heavenly battle. They're battling souls of the same family. And not that Trump will not prosecute her. He probably will. She did crooked things, Hillary. I called her crooked Hillary. But he has ambivalence about it. Why wouldn't he say, yeah, we're sure going to look into that. I want her out. Just because she called me on the phone and said goody goody two shoes to me? That's not why. Can't be. He's not a politician, generally speaking. So the reason's got to be that he's probably not going to favor major prosecution. Because somewhere within his soul, he knows this is daddy. Haran. If he is,
he said he doesn't want to hurt her.
He doesn't want to hurt her. Okay, that's what he says. And he said it also in one of the debates. Remember that one? He didn't want to do it because Chelsea was in the audience. First debate. Go back and look. He said, I don't want to say all these bad things. Even though she's got that whole sex thing on me, I'm not going to say a word about Bill Clinton or you because of the fact that Chelsea's sitting in the audience. Are you kidding me? So therefore, it's not being chicken. I think it's because there's something going on here that we don't know. That's all I say. I don't know for sure. What was that? Pinchas Winston. Just listen to it. You got to hear Pinchas Winston. And I don't know if we even finished the whole thing with the Akedas, but you already heard the main part. And you got the sheets. You can read it. From Pinchas Winston on Parshat Veyeira many years ago. Here's what Pinchas Winston says. I'm going to read it for the second paragraph. We don't need the first. Eliezer, next week's parsha, and what to celebrate, as would Yitzhak Avinu. Not only had God made Eliezer's trip quick and successful to get the wife for Yitzhak, but he gave Yitzhak his zivug. Zivug means his pair, his special bashert. In spite of the fact that Yitzhak himself was a Gilgal, and what a Gilgal he was. Adam reincarnated Abraham, also no deal, and Chava reincarnated into Sarah, also pretty no deal. After that, Chava reincarnated, after that meaning while Sarah was alive, Chava reincarnated at the birth of what we just read into Yitzhak. That's what it means after. This is in Sefer HaDorot. Thus, not only was Yitzhak a Gilgal, but his soulmate came from a female, the female, Chava herself. That explains perhaps why both mother and son died at precisely the exact same moment during the Akedah. Sarah, upon seeing the Akedah from a distance and realized he might not be shechted, and she wants him to follow Abraham, and he follows him to follow through and do what he's supposed to do from the distance. And Yitzhak, because of it, because of the Akedah, he was shechted. So eventually he would get not the Chava's soul, that would go to Rivka, and he would get Ab's soul when he comes back from Shemayim, that rested in Lot. Now we think. He doesn't know that one, so he didn't say that. However, though Sarah did not return as herself, Yitzhak did later, after that's in next week's parsha. But this time with his own masculine soul, says Orach Chaim, which is the sod, the mystical level, of why the parsha turns to discuss the family of Rivka immediately after the Akedah. Rivka is mentioned there as being the daughter of Bethuel. Now possessing his own soul, Yitzhak was ready to marry and begin a family of his own. What time is it now?
5 after.
Well, I can still do a few more minutes. Let's continue.
4 minutes past 11.
What?
4 past